Hello collector, Steven here with a review of the Chibimaru Godzilla and Maser Cannon plastic model kits. These two snap-together model kits are the firsts in the line, and are cute representations of the source material. Being newer products in the realm of Godzilla, some fans are hesitant to jump in, so let's take a look to see whether or not they're worth building and adding into your collection. Starting with the Maser, tank, cannon, whichever you'd prefer, you can see it looks rather nice once completely assembled. Despite being rather squat, it actually isn't too far off of the base model and can pass as a non-chibi figure. The plastic used for the model is relatively clean, with the silver plastic having swirls in it, which is nice, and it's at least on mine. However, you may notice that some of the decals are placed on rather wrongly, let's be honest. This is due to the fact that I have huge hands, comparatively, and the decals are starting to come off on their own. Yeah, with summer coming right around the corner and not being always right on time with the AC, I'm a bit worried whether or not they'll stick. May have to break out the paintbrush for this one. Now, the Maser Cannon's articulation is relatively basic, but it's actually kind of cool. So first off, we have the cannon up here, and this part moves on a hinge system. So this way you can move the actual cannon up and down, like so. And then this part here is constructed just by plugging it in, so it can swivel around. Woo! Yeah, be careful so you're not cracking up against this part here, because you don't want to damage anything. The front part of the Maser is attached to the back part on a swivel, so you can move it around like that, get some neat poses. And then the wheels, they spin. That's really cool. So if you really wanted to, you could have your Maser driving around. Now let's be honest, who doesn't want something like that? And here's a quick look at the decal sheet where you see you'll be able to use all of them. And like I said, hard to apply. What's interesting is you get this PS-002 decals, 2 of them, which you can use in place of the PS-001 decals. So if you want to customize your Maser Cannon a little bit, you can. What's even more interesting than this is for you more experienced model builders, you get this second decal sheet, which features pretty much most of the main ones from the normal decal sheet, except for they're blue instead of green. Now, why did I say more advanced? These aren't actual decals. I've been trying like a madman to peel these off. Maybe I'm just not getting something, but I know for some models they actually include separate decals which you can cut off on your own and glue them on instead of just stick them on. So if you're a little bit more advanced in your modeling abilities, you have even more options. Next up, we have Godzilla here, based off of the Kiryugoji design. Overall, Godzilla looks really nice, and as you'll see, the details are great for a cheap model kit. The face has a nice scowl, which is great for fighting poses, and the chest features that trademark sternum. The dorsal plates are a nice icy blue, though some are the same color as the body, which, you know, give and take. Speaking of the body, the promo shots show Godzilla having a matte gray color despite the final product being a glossy black. Easy enough to change with paint, I suppose. Good old Godzilla here is actually pretty well articulated. However, there are a few downsides because it's a model. So first off, we have the jaw. Opens and closes on a hinge. Like that. And the head, attached to the neck, on a ball joint. But unfortunately, because of all of these sockets, which mostly Godzilla is ball joints, they are rather soft plastic. So this way you don't have a hard time assembling the parts. And because of this, you're going to find that many parts of Godzilla, will come undone as you move it around. Which, I guess is not that big of an issue given the price point, but yeah, not well thought out in that department. But anyway, continuing with the articulation, shoulders are on ball joints. So some cool movement there. As you saw, the bicep swivel is an actual swivel that likes to come undone. The hands are also swivels at the wrist, so you can spin them around like that. For the ab crunch, we have a ball joint, twisting and turning. Yeah, which is a bit unfortunate there for the neck. For the thighs, at the hips, we have a ball joint, pretty basic. For the ankles, we have a ball joint. Spin the foot around. For the tail, where it connects to the body, we have a hinge, moves up and down, and then this section of the tail is on a ball joint, which is pretty cool. But again, the sockets are soft plastic, so it likes to pop out. So you can put Godzilla in some pretty cool poses, and you can twist the head around like that, but yeah, did not do a good job with these sockets for this guy. Now, he comes with an accessory, very easy to use. All you have to do is open the mouth. Doesn't necessarily have to be that wide, but he comes with this neat beam here. And all you do is you just plug it into Godzilla's mouth like so, and now he's shooting his beam. Shoop-da-whoop. Not gonna lie, kind of looks like a marital aid, just like the SH Figuarts sells Kamehameha, but still, it's nice to have a little effect. Something to really keep in mind, though, when it comes to this model kit is you really need to follow the instructions to a T. I unfortunately goofed in constructing the jaw, which I was going to do a whole how-to build video for the both of these model kits, but because I made a few technical errors, I didn't want to record that and upload it for people to see because I didn't want to misguide them. So, about it being difficult, like I said, I constructed the jaw incorrectly in that I put the teeth in first into this part of the jaw. And I had a hard time putting in the decals. So as you can see here, this one is a little flipped up, and whenever I close the mouth, it scrapes up against the decal, so it pushes it upward, which is unfortunate. And then these little side parts here, you need to wrap the decal around the white part, the teeth, and then pop it into the jaw. So those aren't applied too well. So, yeah, a goof on my end, but maybe somebody else will unfortunately make that goof. Speaking of decals, if you follow the instructions carefully, you will end up using all of them, because most of them are actually used inside of the head where you're not really able to see. But anyway, one of the cool parts about this model kit is, aside from just the eyes you may see on the box and the ones that I used, you get 2 other spare sets of eyes for your choosing. So if you don't like the orange eyes, you have the brown eyes here, and if you don't like the brown eyes, then you can use the other set of brown eyes with a shine to them to make Godzilla look a little cuter. I personally prefer the orange, so yeah, that's why I used them. Pretty self-explanatory. A cool feature of Godzilla with the coincidental coloration of the dorsal plates and beam effect is that he glows in the dark. While it's not major, this is still a cool effect, and it's very cool to see on the shelf in the middle of the night. And for sizing, here are the 2 little ones with some other figures you may have in your collection. Again, small, but very cute. So, buy them now, skip them, or wait for a deal. Well, for 25 bucks, they're pretty cheap, and to be honest, they're worth it. All things considered, the Maser Cannon's decals included. Godzilla would be better off with swappable heads instead of eyes you need to make the choice of while building, leaving you with unused decals, and his joints suck. There's no other way to put it. However, these model kits are fun, and when put together by someone with no modeling skills, as evidenced by the little nubs left on some parts, it's a challenging but not impossible task. I give the kits a recommendation so long as you don't overpay. I have to say, we were teased with King Ghidorah and Kiryu, and I cannot wait for them to be released. What are you waiting for? For 25 bucks? You should pick them up. While not perfect, they're certainly fun little display pieces. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video and subscribe. What do you think of the figure? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Interested in picking this one up? Check the description for some really cool links to take you where you need to go. Want to watch some more videos? I picked a few just for you, so click the annotations on your screen right now for more great content. Until next time, collectors!